Okay.
Great.
All right.
Okay.
We are going. Okay. Let's get ready.
That's so weird that it does that.
Charles, be muted.
It's okay. Welcome to Deep Cuts, the Movie Game, the podcast where I give you 3 movies, and the more obscure or minor a character you can give me, the more points I will give you. I'm your host, Jeff Penn, and with me as always, right, Alex? Who wrote this introduction? Oh, Alex wrote it. That's why, because he thinks he's going to be here for every episode. But with me as always is Alex Young. Welcome to the show, Alex. As always.
Oh, thanks, Jeff. Yeah, I did write it because I mean, it's clear you only rehearsed that like 3 times before you read it the first time. So hopefully by episode like 11, you'll really get into like a rhythm of it. It'd be great. Happy to be here, Jeff.
I love being constantly critiqued by you.
Isn't that my job on the show?
To what? Just make fun of me? No. So Alex, you know I'm looking for a job currently.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to name the place that I recently applied to. I'm going to say they are a Canadian company in the food services.
Okay.
And not a big company, but I applied for a social media marketing job there. They declined my application quicker than I applied. Like it was the quickest rejection I've ever gotten.
Like you submitted it and it was basically like, thank you for your interest. Goodbye forever.
Yeah. Resume, cover letter. I got like an email from them, like saying like, because it was through like a job application place. And it was like, can you maybe do these couple like online tests to see if you're a good fit? The test had nothing to do with the job. Like I said, it was a social media marketing job, but the tests were much more like, can you remember people's orders if they were like ordering food at a restaurant? And I did all that. And then literally by the time I'd finished the test, I got like thanks for your application, but we're going to go in another direction. But I was like, okay, cool.
That's crazy. You flunked the test.
What? No. So I applied for another job and it sent a test again. And it's like, you've already done this before and you were deemed proficient. Do you want to do it again? I was like, no, proficient sounds really good. So I don't think I need to do the test again. So I think I did well in the test. They just don't like me. But anyway, what's going on, Alex?
I wish they would tell you the levels like A, B, C, or D. Maybe proficient is just like a D.
I don't know. I know proficient sounds good.
Like you can read and write. Proficient.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. We watched Slugs this week, Jeff. The 1988 classic Slugs.
Was it 1988? That movie felt like it was 1977.
Yeah.
And that it was filmed in Kingston, Ontario.
No, it was 88, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it had some good practical effects. I was a little disappointed that we didn't get a little more screen time of the drunk wife. I'm not really sure what her storyline was, other than she makes a really horrible salad with slugs in it.
Yes. Yes, she does. I also agree the practical effects were awesome. But you made a good point, because early on in that movie, they're like, just use salt. And literally no one uses salt in that movie, which is such nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the guy you want in a post-apocalyptic world where there is giant radioactive slugs. I'm the guy you want. I know what to do.
Yes, you're the hero, Jeff.
I see our 2 guests looking super excited about all our banter.
So I'm going to introduce the first one.
He's an on-air promotion supervisor. His hobbies include photography and mountain biking. His favorite films are things such as all of the Lord of the Rings movies. I'm not sure about the Hobbit films, how he feels about those, but Lord of the Rings, The Princess Bride, Seven, Back to the Future, and The Breakfast Club. His hot take is that he believes The Dark Knight Rises is underrated. Welcome to the show, Charles Russell.
Hello. Thanks for having me, Jeff. Good to be here. Although I'm nervous about losing.
You and me both, Charles. You and me both.
Don't worry, Charles. There's a loser every week.
It's true. It's going to be me this week. I have a feeling.
With us tonight, as well as Craig Smeaton. Some of his favorite films are Diner, Cinema Paradiso, Searching for Bobby Fischer, Field of Dreams, and Broadcast News. The last classic from James L. Brooks apparently made quite an impact on young Craig Smeaton, as he has spent the most part of his career in TV news and on-air promotions and branding. Before shifting his focus to television, Craig was an award-winning filmmaker who wrote, directed, Andrew produced short films screened at TIFF, the Toronto Worldwide Short Film Festival, and the Edinburgh International Film Festival. He considers Night Shift one of the best films ever made and believes Anthony Michael Hall should have received a Best Supporting Actor Oscar nomination for his performance in 16 Candles. Craig has been a movie lover since birth, from the moment he saw Kermit the Frog ride a bike on the big screen, to the years spent behind a video store counter, to being an extra, PA, and stand-in on various Hollywood productions, to yelling action and calling the shots on his own set. He is confident that he has absorbed enough film knowledge to prepare for his cinematic showdown. Welcome to the show, Craig Smeaton.
I am very happy to be here.
That sounds like a ringer, if I've ever heard one. That is a lot, Craig. That is a lot of stuff there.
I might have oversold myself, I think, a little bit.
So I want to make a comment about these intros, which I like that Charles is like, I'm a nerd and I also like photography. And Craig's is an introduction to an AFI Lifetime Achievement.
Well, it's I was told this was Smeaton on Smeaton, this podcast. Okay. But before we move on, I did notice on LinkedIn, Tinder is looking for a social media manager.
Oh, are they really? Okay, well, thanks, Craig.
What is the position at Tinder, Craig?
A social media manager. So I'd like to see what their test is.
It involves blood work and a urine sample.
I think so. And you must allow your location of your device.
This is just our second show, but you guys have played before. Somewhat familiar with the game, Craig. I know you're very familiar with it. You've got like a 90% win
I don't know,
rate,
maybe.
I think.
Thank you.
But just for anyone who happens to be listening, so I'm going to give you guys 3 movies. The theme this week is sports, and that's a very loose theme this week.
Oh, not loose.
But the first thing we got to do is figure out who's going first, second, and third. So I've thought of a movie this week. And I would like you guys to try to guess what movie I'm thinking of. And whoever guesses the closest can decide if they want to go first, second, or third. Charles, since you're calling yourself the underdog here, what movie do you think I'm thinking of this week?
It could be any movie? Holy shit. Sports theme.
All right. Now, the movie I'm thinking of might not be sports themed. I'll just let you know that. It's just a movie. But if you want to throw Rudy out there, that's fine.
Oh. It's just a movie. No, I don't. I want to change my vote. I'm going to say Barbie.
Great.
Barbie. Okay. Craig, what's your guess?
A Few Good Men.
Okay. Alex, your last. What's your guess?
The Last Unicorn.
Man,
what if I was exactly right? Could you imagine?
Now I've got to figure out who is the closest. So the film I was thinking of was the 1982 sci-fi western Time Rider, starring Fred Willard and Peter Coyote. So
what?
I can't believe you guys didn't get it.
Oh, right, of course. That movie. We all
Can I
love
make a pitch for a connection?
Craig, you've seen Time Rider, haven't you?
I have not. I don't even think I even know that movie. But so my pitch would be Christopher Guest is in A Few Good Men, who hires Fred Willard a lot. So that's a connection. If it's like there's no.
Oh, so the
chance
pitch
of a
is that
connection.
you won.
Yeah. The pitch is that I get the choice. But I'm just saying this for my yeah. Who else is in it?
There really is, no connection. I would say, other than The Last Unicorn and Time Rider kind of came out around the same time, like late 70s, early 80s. But other than that, no, there's none of them have any time travel or dirt bikes in them. So, you know what, guys? Craig sold me. Craig, do you want to go first, second, or third?
Sorry.
I've got to see this movie.
I don't know. I heard Greta Gerwig likes to write her scripts on a typewriter.
Also, what is Time Rider about? Can you give us the elevator pitch of this flick?
1982, Fred Ward from Tremors is a rebel motorcycle guy who essentially gets too close to a government experiment and gets sent back in time to like 1880. And then Peter Coyote is essentially the Jesse James of that town and is trying to get the motorcycle from him because he figures if he can get that motorcycle, he'll be unstoppable. That's the movie, man. It popped into my head the other day. I was like, I remember loving that movie when I was like 6.
Wouldn't they run out of gas so fast?
Yeah, they would run out of gas. Alex,
Can I? I don't mean to. Is it possible? Is Peter Coyote the last unicorn?
is Peter Coyote in The Last Unicorn? Because I know it's
Let's see.
Jeff Bridges is the main character in The Last Unicorn. I can't remember who the king is. Yeah. So I think we're gonna go with Craig. Craig.
Okay, for some reason I have a memory of Peter being a voice in The
Craig.
Last Unicorn. I don't know why I have that in my head, but I'm sure
Craig's going number 1.
Winning already.
Charles, I'm gonna let you pick second. Where would you like to pick? Second or third?
That second. Let's go with second. Sure.
All right. And so Alex, that puts you in at third.
Great. I love third. I would have picked third. Happy to be third.
Tonight's 3 sports movies
I haven't
are.
played this game enough to understand what the advantages are. So
I mean, third lets you think about it a little bit, and then you get those 2 picks in a row. Like you'll go third and then fourth. So I mean, there is no real advantage, I don't think. Craig often comes up with like a huge dinger right off the bat, so like that's why he always goes first. Okay, so the first one, sports movie, also a comedy, 2004's Dodgeball. Also 2006's comedy sports, Talladega Nights. And then the 2007 sports comedy, Blades of Glory. So yeah, they're sports movies.
Okay.
Oh God.
Okay, so I'll give you guys a minute if you want to think about it. And then there's no timer on it for this. We just play. So Craig, whenever you're ready, you've got the first crack at it.
Okay, I'm going to go with, I don't know why I'm blanking on his name, but the announcer in Dodgeball, he's Ricky Bobby's dad in Talladega Nights. He's in Veep. He's in The West Wing. He's in, I don't know why I know him very well. He was in
Gary Cole?
Gary Cole, yeah. He was in Entourage as the
It's Gary Cole.
agent.
Yeah.
It's Gary Cole.
Yeah.
I don't know why I blanked out his name, so not a good sign. But Gary Cole is my first selection.
That's right. Gary Cole from Office Space.
Office Space, of course. Yes.
Yeah, Gary Cole, Office Space, and the Brady Bunch movies. 10 points for Dodgeball for Gary Cole, and then an additional 5 points for Talladega Nights.
By the way, I don't know these movies well at all, so this is not at all a thing for me.
Charles.
Great. I have never seen Blades of Glory, so that's going to be a tough one. Talladega Nights, I did watch not that long ago, so I have a few in mind for that one. And Dodgeball, I haven't seen it since, I believe, the theatrical release, so that is a long time ago. So that'll be fun. But Talladega Nights, Deep Cuts. I cannot remember the actor's name, but he was in 30 Rock as the page.
Jack
The
McBrayer.
blonde, awkward kid.
Yep.
Jack
Jack McBrayer from
Solid.
Wreck-It Ralph, the voice of Fix-It Felix. He's part of the pit crew in Talladega Nights, so that's a solid 10 points for Jack McBrayer. Nice pick, Charles. See, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, just stick to that. Stick to what you know, man.
God, I watched that like a few months ago.
Alex, you have two picks.
So I have seen all of these movies, but probably when they came out. I know I saw Dodgeball in the theater, and it's probably the last time, but it did make an impression. I remember really liking it. Is Jason Bateman one of the judges? And I want to say David Hasselhoff. Those are my two guesses.
Okay, so you were right with Jason Bateman. He's only worth 9 points, and then you went with David Hasselhoff is the coach of the German dodgeball team, and he's worth 16 points. David Hasselhoff.
Awesome.
So that's a solid pull, Alex. That is a good deep cut.
Damn. Sorry, what was Alex's first?
His first one was Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman from the Ozarks.
Oh yeah, okay. That's
All right, Charles.
okay. All right. Oh god. I'm gonna stick with what I know. Talladega Nights. Jane Lynch is in Talladega Nights.
Jane Lynch plays the
believe.
mom.
I hope.
You're very confident, Charles, and then it petered out, and I love it.
It's been a few months.
No, that's a solid poll.
a good poll,
Jane
Charles.
Lynch, 8 points.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, you're in the game, man.
I mean, I literally watched it a month ago. So yeah, thank God. Thank God for my son wanting to watch it.
Craig, we're back to you. You have 2 picks. It's time to separate the men from the boys, Craig.
I'm gonna go with Hank Azaria, who was in Dodgeball. I think in the film they watch, he's the young Rip Torn. I'm almost positive in the when they watch the old timey film, the Dodgeball.
Yeah, Hank Azaria, 14 points, plays the young version of an actor you said that I won't say his name just in case you don't end up using. So what's his line? It's the dodge, duck, dodge, and
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
you got one more pick here, Craig.
I'm sorry that that's quite a rookie move that I there with saying his name. I mean, I could. I'm going to go with I'll just go with Rip Torn.
Okay, yeah, Rip Torn, 6 points for Rip Torn.
Crossing that one off my list.
What is his
Craig.
character's name? Do you guys remember? Because he's like this old dodgeball, like
Something O'Houlihan.
Yeah, it's
Something
like
O'Houlihan's
Houlihan, something
character?
like that.
is it Patches?
It's like an old timey name. That's all I can remember.
Something O'Houlihan, yeah.
We're back to you, Charles, for 1 pick.
Okay. I don't know how much it's going to be worth, but I remember him being in it. Alan Tudyk is
Son
in
of a
Dodgeball.
bitch, Charles.
He's
Yeah.
Pirate Steve, Alan Tudyk,
I couldn't remember his name for the longest time, and then
7 points.
yeah, Pirate Steve. That's it.
If you do lose, I think you've still put up a pretty good point total regardless.
Agreed.
Alex, back down to you. You got 2 picks.
Thankfully, I'd watched one of these movies like a month ago.
So I'm like a little bit out of deep cuts, especially for Dodgeball, because Craig and Charles just took my next 2 guesses essentially. So I'm going to go to Blades of Glory and what I can dust out of my brain, and I feel like the love interest. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to go out on a limb, Jeff, which I know you hate it when I do that. So I'm going to go 2 guesses. One is
Okay.
Will Arnett for Blades of Glory.
Yep. 3 points for Will Arnett.
And then such a deep swing, but for some reason in the back of my mind, he's in it. Is James Gunn in Blades of Glory? Does he have a cameo in it? Like as nobody?
Not that I came
What?
across. We can double check,
Yes.
but I did not write him down.
and I think you might be right. There's a connection there. The why he would be. Yeah.
Double check for me after the game. Because there's a small, I think, I want to say he's in it. Yes.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let's clear that up right now. Let me
Okay, great.
Blades
I
of
wish we had
Glory.
hold music while you double check a thing.
We can.
Yeah.
You know what we should play? We should play the Flash Gordon theme because of Blades of Glory while we wait.
Huh?
Mm,
Flash.
Because isn't that what they dance to at the end of Blades of Glory?
I
I'm
think
just
it is,
saying.
yeah. It's a good pull, Craig.
I can't. If you get this right, I'll be shocked.
Honestly,
That's
me
nuts.
too, Charles.
Alex, I don't think.
Unfortunately. Okay, fair enough. I know in something of that time he had like one line in a movie, and I guess it's not that one.
No, I'm up to some fairly notable actors right now, and I have not seen his name. No points for James Gunn. So Charles, we're back to you.
I mean, this is probably not going to be worth much, but it's all I can think of. The bad guy in Talladega Nights is Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yep.
The rival driver, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. That's worth 2 points.
3 points. 3 points.
How many points?
3.
Well,
I mean, there's 2 people ahead of him in the
Okay.
cast, so he's worth less than those people. So, Craig, you have your 4th and your 5th pick.
I'm going to go with Stephen Root, who was on the team in Dodgeball, I believe.
So 6 points for Stephen Root.
It's a good pull. Good pull.
And you got your 5th pick here, Craig.
Okay, I'm going to go with, I think I remember Chuck Norris having a cameo in Dodgeball, because at the end doesn't when Ben or when oh my god, it's like my first time playing. Okay, yes, Chuck Norris.
Craig, you're like, this is ridiculous.
I think he just shows
Oh,
up and gives a
God.
thumbs up, if I'm not mistaken, as himself. Okay, Charles, you got a chance, man.
So I have one more pick, or two? Do I do two?
You have one right now. You'll have one more pick after Alex does his two.
Okay. Not sure which would be worth more. Craig jogged my memory. William Shatner is someone in the organization in Dodgeball. I can't remember. He's like announcer or commissioner or something. I can't remember what he is, but he's in it, I think.
He's the commissioner of the International Dodgeball
Yeah.
Federation for 16 points. That's a good one. That's deep.
Yes.
Alex, you have
Woo!
two picks here, buddy.
I'm lost now, though.
I have two picks and they're not very deep. So I'm gonna take Jenna Fisher in Blades of Glory, which was the connection to James Gunn earlier. Yep. And I believe Amy Poehler is Will Arnett's partner in that as well.
Dang it. What was that in? What?
Blades of Glory.
Oh, never seen it.
So yes, Jenna Fisher is 6. She is the love interest of Will Ferrell, and Amy Poehler is Will Arnett's sister. And she is worth 4 points. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close here, Charles. What's your last one?
I don't know the actress's name though. She was in Brady Bunch, and she's Ben Stiller's wife. She's attractive.
That's good enough for me.
I can't remember her name.
Christine Taylor.
Okay.
She's also in the Zoolander movies. And she was in one episode of Seinfeld as the girl that goes out with Jerry on her birthday because she doesn't have any friends. That's my touchstone for her. She's only 3 points,
amazing.
unfortunately, Charles.
By the way, you guys all chose ones that I was going to be in that were on my list. So I am going to do a little thing.
Classic
here.
Charles.
I think I'll just have to go with John C. Reilly.
John C.
Shake
Reilly.
and bake.
Talladega Nights. 2 points.
Shake and bake, baby.
So before I add these up, let me just see. So nobody gave us Will Ferrell, who was in 2 of the movies. Only would have gotten you 2 points because he's Will Ferrell. Nobody gave us the other cross.
Yeah, I thought that was too obvious.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have been 2 points. You're better off doing Sacha Baron Cohen for 3. Other crossover in Talladega Nights and Blades of Glory was Andy Richter, is in both those movies. For Glory, not that I wasn't really expecting anyone to do this, but there's a lot of figure skaters in it. So like Scott Hamilton, Nancy Kerrigan, Brian Boitano, Dorothy Hamill, and Peggy Fleming.
Brian Boitano's the only one I know because of South Park.
Like, you're not a sports guy, Alex. Talladega Nights, also, once again, because it's a racing movie, there's Dale Earnhardt Jr., Darryl Waltrip, and then there's also some cameos by Elvis Costello and Mos Def, which I thought Charles might have got that, especially since he had just watched it. He might have remembered the Elvis Costello scene.
Oh, man. I do remember it now. A lot of help that's doing me, though.
Dodgeball. You guys did actually good. You got the Chuck Norris, you got the William Shatner, you got the David Hasselhoff. I would say the big one that you didn't miss was maybe Lance Armstrong, that he meets with Vince Vaughn at like the airport and they have like a drink together.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, the bar.
Well done.
Yeah, I remember that now. Damn it! I did way better than I thought I was going to do. I thought I would be.
I'm impressed, Charles.
fast.
I'm impressed.
I know. And my phone is all the way over there.
And Jeff, I figured out the movie that I misremembered my James Gunn cameo from, which is his own movie, Slither. He's got like one line in that one, which also has Jenna Fisher in it. And
brings us back to Slugs, which you were talking about before.
And it brings it back to Slugs. How's that for framing?
I'm going to start with Alex's points because I think Alex lost. 25, 28, 38 points for Alex. A respectable total,
Oh, man.
but not good enough today. Charles, 18, 25, 28, 44, 47 for Charles.
Well done.
So at least second.
Whoa.
And
Well
then-
done, Charles.
Last
Woo.
year we have Craig, 29, 35, 41, 57, 59. 59 for Craig.
Thank you very much.
Classic Craig. Classic Craig. Pulling it together.
God damn it, Craig.
Sorry about that. So you know, at the end of dodgeball, when Ben Stiller goes fucking Chuck Norris, you can say fucking Craig eating ice cream.
I'm pleased that in
I mean,
any games of sports, be it movie trivia or real sports, I always perform the same, which is unsatisfactorily. I get a participation ribbon, and that is all.
So that's kind of like proficient.
Yeah, I'm proficient. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I mean, I was extremely lucky that I watched one of the movies like a month ago and the other one like probably 3 months ago. Like, that is the only reason why I was able to hang in here.
Well, congratulations, Charles. Congratulations, Craig. Well earned. I'll go fuck myself. Great job, everybody else.
Yeah, you do that.
Charles, what's going on with you? You got anything to talk about?
Well, I'm actually in the process of trying to get a website up for my photography. It's a hobby that I'm going to try and make some vacation money off of if possible. And, you know, the way our industry is going, it may be my full-time job soon. So I'm working on a website. Right now, all I have is an Instagram handle, which is _pics. If anyone wants to check it out, amateur photography Charles, trying to figure out his way in the photography world and make some money, hopefully. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else to plug.
And you're posting all that on OnlyFans as well, right? Supplementary income.
Yeah, definitely. Only the pictures of you, though.
Those make the most money.
Yeah.
And by the way, you know, I'm upset that your rates went up because I haven't been able to afford
Skyrocketing subscriber fees, Charles.
again. Yeah.
Yes. Well, you know.
I'm going to boycott you after we boycott Loblaws.
Well, it's Alex just, he raised the ticket price. Everyone has to pay a little more now because Alex Young is featured.
Listen, it's not the only type of inflation that I have to deal with, so.
And just listen, guys, like I said before we started the podcast, if tomorrow morning you wake up and realize you don't want this conversation in the podcast, please let me know. But otherwise, this will go to air.
I'm going to post it on LinkedIn.
Okay.
I would like this conversation duplicated, so it's at the beginning and the end. I want to double down on it.
So, Craig, we've got you back for next week, I think. You've got a trip to New York City coming up.
Yes. So next week, great. Yeah, just going down tomorrow morning to taking a drive down, seeing a show with my kids. It's called Oh Mary. It's a comic by the name of actor Cole Escola, I think his name is. He was on the new season of the Amy Schumer show, Life and Beth. And it's about Mary Todd Lincoln. And it's I don't know much about it, but my daughter wanted to see it. And it's closing this weekend off Broadway. And I bought the tickets because I thought it was closing. Then I found out literally the second I bought the tickets, they said, we're going to Broadway next month. So we didn't really have to see it, but it's fun to it's supposed to be a fun show. So we're looking forward to it.
That'd be good. I had the exact same experience with Merrily We Roll Along. I bought the tickets for the penultimate show on the Saturday evening, and it's like, we've been extended for like 6 weeks. And I'm like, well, you really didn't need to rush, but fair enough. That's fine.
But it's good you saw it, and now it's the Tony Darling, and it'll
it's up for 7 Tonys.
So
it's great.
Whoa.
So that's it for me.
Not as much as Hell's Kitchen.
That's my exciting thing.
How about you, friend Alex? Do you got anything going on?
You know me, Jeff. I always have so much to plug. Where do I even begin? No, I got nothing. I got nothing going on. I got nothing to report. Just this. This is the one thing that I do in the week. And it's And that's it. So tune in next week for additional deep cuts.
What episode is this?
This is
Jeff?
episode 2. It was supposed to be episode 3, but we had some technical difficulties last week that just forced me to say fuck it and walk away for the night. We'll see how this one goes. But yeah, thanks for coming on, guys. Craig, you're going to be back next week. Charles, you'll be more than welcome back if you're up for it. As you didn't embarrass yourself. Alex did that all by himself.
I'm happy to try and beat Craig another time.
We all had good pulls.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm very good at it.
At what? Coming in third?
Yeah. We did have good pulls. Craig had the best pulls, surprising no one.
And speaking of names, out of the gate, forgetting Gary Cole is very embarrassing. So I'm, I don't know what happened, but just gone.
I like that. I like that. I don't have to remember their names; just remember what they're in. That helps me immensely.
And Office Space, I listed obscure stuff and then didn't even list enough. Yeah.
Yeah, come on. He's Sergeant Bosco from Bob's Burgers, obviously.
How did you get Chuck Norris, Craig?
Oh, that was I referenced it when Charles said to go fucking Chuck Norris. I just remembered that part of it. I don't remember seeing Chuck Norris, but I remember the after credit sequence when Ben Stiller's character gains his weight back and he's like eating a tub of ice cream in front of the TV and he goes fucking Chuck, or maybe it's chicken or whatever. He says fucking Chuck Norris.
I forgot that happens at the end of that movie.
Who was the girl in that? Oh, it was Missy
Spoilers.
Pyle. Was in
Missy Pyle,
Dodgeball.
yeah. I couldn't remember her name, and she was in Pitch Perfect, I think. So I was going to maybe see her, but I.
So, what was that movie that you were thinking about, Jeff? I want
to. Time Rider.
Time Rider. I got to check it out.
Time Rider from 1982, starring Fred Ward from Tremors.
What was
Sorry.
it?
Okay, that makes more sense. I thought you said Fred Willard, so that's why I made the connection with Few Good Men. So I do not at all deserve. First choice, yes.
I also
maybe it could have been a delay thing, but I.
You know what? It'll be one of those things I'll listen back to, and maybe I did say Fred Willard.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the same year as The Right Stuff.
It is
almost.
not coming up on IMDb.
Does it have a different, more amazing title? I hope this movie doesn't exist, and Jeff made it up, and that's why no one could guess it. Yeah, it was just a dream you had.
I swear to God, I looked it up like last week. Charles, it's all one word. It's called Time Rider, The Adventure of Lynn Swan.
Lynn Swan,
starring Fred Ward, Belinda Bauer.
Wasn't Lynn Swan a football player?
I didn't have it as one word.
There was a football player named Lynn Swan. I don't know why. Oh, sorry, it's Lyle Swan, not Lynn Swan. It's Lyle Swan with Peter Coyote, Richard Mazer, Tracy Walter.
Let me guess. Tracy Walter played one of the old-timey Westie persons.
I feel like it might have been made for TV, but you never know.
Wow, that is an obscure.
Okay, well, thanks very much for joining us today, Alex. Alex, Craig, Charles, thanks again for playing Deep Cuts, the game. Episode 2, sports was the theme. We'll see you. Not see you. Why the fuck would we see you? It's a podcast. You'll hear us maybe next week. Or you'll hear us 12 seconds after this episode finishes if you want to listen to another episode. More than likely, you'll never hear us again because you're like, that was horrible. But either way, thanks for getting all the way to this point of it. And thank you guys for playing along. Have a good one. Bye.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Thanks for having us, Jeff. Always a burden.
Thanks, Jeff.